is there a window down there? It's on the floor.
Where?
On the right.
Well, you know.
It's a
lighting.
window on the floor.
It's just lighting.
On the floor.
Yeah, but it's just extra lighting, you know?
There's a window on the next wall panel up there.
Lisa, don't be rude. Okay? Did you make this?
I think that was a mistake. I think they flipped the room
Okay,
just to see how it looked and I forgot to put it back. She's
Don't be rude.
not into it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Basic Baka Club.
For the first time, Sayori is the first to enter the club room. Yes, number one. One. First. First. Anxiety comes, courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at the desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down.
Why am I getting so affected by this so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy, but my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best. But I'm laying everybody down. I'm always just a disappointment.
Sayori continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival.
Self-deprecation has a chair. Oh my god! It's going for the top rope! Oh, it's coming down! Oh!
Where's Monica?
She's missing the luchadora mask.
Oh my god. ... Minutes pass and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monica. I'm abandoned.
Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. It's going to leave a bad impression on the other new club members if I'm like Yuri if I'm not the first one there.
Monica rounds the corner, approaching the club room at top speed. As she does so,
Yuri?
what's with that face? Yuri jumps at the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up.
Oh gosh, sorry, I'm so late. You didn't have to wait for me outside the door. The club room's open.
It's not... Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself.
They both look inside to see Yuri having a one-man wrestling match.
Aww.
wrestling!
Aww.
I'm sorry.
She appears inside the club room through the window, then looks away.
She's having a wrestling match.
Actually, I was just wondering if I could help you today instead.
I'm not ready to tag it.
Huh?
Me? With publicity stuff?
Yes.
Publicity.
Monica is utterly confused.
Uh-huh.
Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden when she's so eager to spend time with Sayori before? Did they not get along after all? Monica looks into the club room herself to see Sayori sitting alone inside. You see.
She's having a wrestling match. Okay. I think it's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along.
Me too. Monica is worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself in whatever conflict that may have arisen. It's a little ironic she realizes that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club.
Okay, let's take a walk together.
Just leave Sayori alone.
I just have to make copies of this flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones.
What new stuff do you have? It's only been like a couple of days. Yuri nods and the two set off, leaving Sayori completely alone. Self-loathing. Aww.
Nice.
The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up conversation.
Don't tell me how to feel. I'll make self-loathing sound great. So, how's everything going?
Fine.
That's good.
Neither of them follow with anything more. Monica tenses at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it?
Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on flyers.
Sayori told me.
Oh, what did you two end up doing?
Just some reading.
Oh, I'm glad. It's starting to make it feel like a literature club now. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated when I first heard about the kind of things of reading you're into. But, you know...
It's a good thing I didn't start with horror.
But, you know, it's kind of stupid of me because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. Wow. And it's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will just have the same interests as me. But it's cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. Like, the club is working. Huh?
She's not into it, and I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thought but can't figure out how to continue it.
Did something happen?
Nope. Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. Still thinking. A moment passes in silence and Yuri shakes her head. I'm still thinking. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden.
Don't be silly. I won't think that you're complaining. I just want to make sure that you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything.
Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess.
Oh, get over yourself.
It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue with me.
Nah, I feel it.
So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Monica pauses and thinks.
Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club, hopefully anyway, and learn about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with.
That everyone can be happy with? Not only some people?
Of course. I need to look out for everyone, otherwise what kind of club would it be?
I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. What's pragmatic mean?
I don't know.
Cool. Each individual truly does have their own needs. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, I guess, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation at any arbitrary topic?
You do it like this. Hey, I like your boobs. No, don't approach somebody. Go.
I can talk for hours about something I'm into. Unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop.
You just smile and nod.
Just nod so hard that your boobs shake a little bit. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category.
You think Sayori is taking pity on you?
Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person.
Oh, Sayori's not normal.
If you don't like me or if you don't connect with my interests, just tell me. I can accept that and move on.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh.
I feel that deep.
Oh. Sayori's too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort just because I take pity on some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Ka-ching! Pew!
Spits out word.
Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stop short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri looks down with her fists clenched.
I think you should tell her that.
I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic.
Sayori's different. Trust me. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So, if you're trying to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. Let's say you like to be treated like poop. Therefore, she will treat you like poop just to make you happy.
She'll step on you a little bit.
She'll step on you a little bit and like she'll call you a bad girl. 'Cause you're a bad girl. Yes, you are. Just to make it happen. Just to make it happen, you know? You know, she'll do anything to make it happen, you know?
That's the problem.
I want her to take control.
What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs?
A giver and a taker.
A good friend.
A good friend.
I'm sorry I'm making myself sound so...
No, I think I'm starting to understand.
Friendship is a two-way street. It's a give and a take. It's a give and a take. And a give and a take. Take, give. Monica hesitates to finish or something. It's something Sayori will be able to say better. Sayori is the one who will give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be more assertive in her kindness, further exasperating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better. Conversation.
Sayori wants to be your friend. I promise that.
Conversation.
It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too.
Communication.
But good friends work together and can be what they need for each other.
Friendship.
You just have to have good communication and talk about it.
I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just so resistant to everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it.
Here, smoke this.
You're smoking it wrong. Yuri pauses to think. Communication. I'm so tired of the cycle creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. That's exactly what happened. How thoughtless and immature of me. Communication. Yuri takes a deep breath. I didn't mean for it to turn the whole thing into a venting session.
Nah, that's cool.
But I understand now that I just need to communicate with her.
Communication.
Words.
You're totally fine.
Friendship.
It's for the club. Remember, you're just trying to, you're just helping making the club a better place for everyone.
Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. With words. This kind of critical thinking is something I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So thank you.
Anytime.
Monica smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds herself meeting Monica's glaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Oh.
Friendship.
Yuri and Monica finish replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monica did most of the work while Yuri followed along. But as the club room once again draws nearby, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. You'll be great.
Yuri sighs and shakes her head again. I'm never gonna feel confident enough. I just have to do it.
She pursued with the chair. Ah! Yuri comes in with the chair. Oh my god!
If I don't do it now, I will never. I never will. Yuri starts towards the door, but then turns to face Monica. You're not just gonna wait outside, are you?
I mean, the exchange between you two was kind of awkward. I really don't want to catch those vibes.
I can take a walk. I know when I'm not needed.
Want me to get you some coffee or something?
I prefer tea.
You're gonna get coffee.
I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Though I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while waiting.
Boo-boo, don't you worry about it.
Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with it.
You know, now that you mention it, I bet we could get permission to keep a tea set in the club room. You can use like an electric kettle to heat up water, right?
Would that really be possible?
I'll look into it. I think it'll be great.
If I don't get tea, I'm leaving the club. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought.
You're stuck here. Well, I'll be back. Good luck.
Monica waves at Yuri and then turns around and departs. Down the hall as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her.
And what is that?
It must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door.
Yuri! Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Sayori shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realizes how Sayori has been spending her afternoon.
I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first.
Aww.
But I got most of the way through. And look.
She holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes beautifully produced with intentions, indentations, categories, and even color coding. Whoa. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair.
Oh, baby. I was afraid that you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard.
Stop. Yuri presses her fist against her forehead. Oh, please stop. I can't take this.
Yuri?
Sayori's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Sayori looks away in guilt.
Did I do something wrong? I don't understand. If I did something wrong, please tell me.
Yuri shakes her head. Again. No, it's me. Just keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me as normal. If you don't like these kind of things like reading, it's okay. Just please tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird.
But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought if we did something together that you really like.
I don't want your pity.
Yes, you do. It's okay.
Okay. Why did I do that?
Oh.
Yuri sinks to her knees. Her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing began to stream down her face.
Oh!
No! This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard to articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Why? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusations as she shuts her eyes and it won't face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should leave. There's gonna be another jump scare. She's gonna be like right in your face and she's gonna be super huge and you can only see her eyes.
You can only see her boobs.
She should leave, just escape from here before Monica sees her like this and before Sayori tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a pair of warm arms gently wrap around her from behind. Oh, it's okay, baby.
It's okay.
Baby, Sayori whispers in a soothing voice.
Soothing. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through her clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself. Caresses her boobs gently.
I understand that the things that you're feeling in your head are different from the things that you're trying to say. I know that that must be hard what you're feeling right now. I promise I understand. I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me all of your feelings, and we'll talk about them together, okay?
Yuri sniffles and nods her head.
Okay, good girl.
She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts and speaks while studying her voice. I think I've gotten used to people being weirded out by me, and it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm so horrible with people.
Oh, baby, me too.
So it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests. Because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people. It just feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. No! Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person. But how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. This is so deep, bro.
You need to shut up.
You need a good dick. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath her arms, realizes that as well. Girl, you need to get laid.
Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, where you're gonna be great at helping me while reading. I'll help you with the other things that you need us to.
But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience it requires sometimes.
It sounds familiar.
Oh.
I couldn't stop worrying about you while we were reading. Oh. I was afraid that you would get frustrated at me.
But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience.
Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right?
Yeah. Irrational fears.
Well, you know, there's no way that you can frustrate me because I already like you just the way you are. I know you said that you've had a hard time believing that, but I promise that's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're considerate in your own way, you know, worrying so much about other people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part. We're all different and have different interests. Like about the book, I'm reading it because I want to. I promise. That's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to make a mistake of it and just enjoy it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we didn't try them at first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say, but I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper 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 smart. I want that to rub off on me.
Starts rubbing her.
Oh, look at that smile! Look at her smile!
Your face like a smile at that comment.
This
This
is heaven.
Oh.
This is where God lives.
Already, the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the caress of Sayuri's arms. Oh.
Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted long hair, but I'm always awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off.
Oh, myself.
Mood. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh.
Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels okay just listening rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayuri, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if a literature club can make that happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. Oh.
We'll find out what happens in the next episode. Remember, kids, catch people do, but that we bye.